right, everybody, and we are back in the top 8 of the Gentry Open edition number 9. I am Niels Viana, also known as That Happy Viking, and next to me is a very gentle muffin, also known as Sander de Kwiek.
Hello, everyone.
In our first match, we have Alan Schuur. I haven't had time to set up the bracket yet, so we'll have to show you that later on. I can tell you who's in the top 8, though. We have RUGw that we've seen play on Drakes versus Renzo that we've seen play Dimir Survey. Then we have Tom de Waal versus Robbe de Vilder. Tom on Bond Elementals. Robbe, I haven't seen yet what he's playing. Do you know what he's playing?
Robbe, I'll check. I have the full list. I'm pretty sure he's playing Drakes, though.
Another Drakes, okay. And then Tom de Waal versus Glenn here on the feature match. And Ruben on Mono Blue versus Bob on Creatureless Dimir.
Robbe is indeed on UR Drakes.
Yeah. Could you go get their deck lists? And answer Bojan while you're at it.
And what?
Can you get the deck list?
Oh,
Yeah. Standings are about to be posted on Facebook.
Tell the chat that Bojan says hi.
Bojan says hi. Nicole Bojan. Yeah. Okay then. So we have Glenn and Alan ready to roll in these untimed rounds. Alan taking a mulligan and going down to 6, it seems. Okay, so Alan mulliganing to 6. Janssens, Glenn. Well, I did it backwards. Janssens, Glenn. Yep, doe maar. There we go. Done. Okay.
All right.
So, Alan.
Apologies, the pile was no longer sorted according to master list, so...
So, Alan, the most prolific Gentry player in the history of Gentry.
Yes, absolutely.
Mathematically decided by this guy. Glenn, random legacy player who decided that deck building in Gentry is pretty awesome. That's what's facing off against each other
we
here.
have here, Alan is playing our Sultai Neoform list.
He's also playing.
Yeah, I knew that. And Glenn is playing Gates.
Yes.
Let's see if there's any spice in the list.
Is it 3 or 4 color?
As far as I can tell, 4 color.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 color, no black. And there's some interesting choices actually on Glenn's side.
But let's focus on the gameplay first.
Oh, they're already started?
Yes.
Well, then let's get into that. Okay, so how's the developing? Alan developing a board with the Druid and the Cloudkin Seer. Glenn just getting some gates into play. Oh, hold on, let me...
Yeah, the logistics of being so close is challenging.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Glenn assembling gates to make sure that when he gates blazes, he will swipe everything away. Let's see what Alan can do with this. Another Cloudkin Seer. Yeah, Alan and should probably be feeling pretty good in this spot, considering that he has creatures in play that are a threat, yet are not too bad if they get gates blazed away. Glenn ramping as well.
I just hope that for Alan this is by choice and not by draw.
That he's only playing Seers?
Yeah.
No, we don't quite know, but I mean, if you have the option, I think this is definitely the correct play to just pressure on with Cloudkin Seers and let them gates ablaze that. And a great follow-up to that is just 3-drop plus Neoform into an hexproof threat. Or just hardcast the hexproof threat, there we go. A Vine Mare indeed.
Yeah, I think Alan is holding Spark Harvest 2 lands. So.
Ooh. Okay then, hoping for not another Gates Blaze.
Oh.
And there's
No,
not.
it's just
it's a ram.
a way
It's
bigger.
an 8-8, but I mean that's fine because he does have a Dusk Legion Zealot. So if he has the Spark Harvest, as you said, then he can get rid
I
of it.
think he does.
Well, Alon first of all is going down to 20 and drawing a card, as our Dusky boy tends to do. Yes, it is indeed the Spark Harvest.
Yep.
Which will kill the ram.
Harvests away the ram.
Swing in for 5.
It's funny how much Plan B turns into.
Yeah,
Let's just
Yeah.
shove Vinemare and
Mhm.
clear the way for it.
absolutely. I mean, the issue is your plan A is very risky against gates because of the Gates Ablaze.
Yeah, go wide is
Yeah.
troublesome.
Exactly. Alright, so Glenn, down to 13. Glenn does have an interesting hand to work with here. If I'm not mistaken, that is indeed the Blue Cavalier, which will allow him to brainstorm. No Gates Ablaze though. Putting 2 cards back. A lot less valuable than when you have shuffle effects, but still. Boom, ramps some more. This is looking kind of risky for Alon.
Might need it for the card text.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, I know the name of every card I think both these players will play, but... Okay, Alon, what are you going for here? New Vinemare?
Vinemare. That's the version that still plays 2 Vinemare.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, Alon didn't update. Alon didn't change the way we did to 1 Vinemare, 1 Predator.
Yeah, because the Predator's for the mirror match, right?
The Predator is good in the mirror match, good against Blue Black Sahili, which is also very important, and very good against Mono Blue and Blue White Flyers. There it is very important to have the Predator. Oof. At the ferry, that's going to be big.
Slaps it into play as well.
Protected for 1 turn by the Grazer at the very least. There's another land for Glenn. Yeah, Glenn firmly asserting his dominance here, but that's a new form for Alon. He has a random 2 drop, he has a new form.
I was about to say, but do you want to get rid of a Vinemare?
No, you play the random 2 drop.
Yeah. I didn't see him
fair.
drawing the Dusk Legions on it. How big is losing Dusk Legions on it?
Huge. No, I mean, the deck,
For such an
The-
ugly card.
the idea of the deck will survive past rotation. But you're losing so many black tools that I'm wondering whether it's worth it to stay full on Sultai.
Yeah,
The thing we're
you
toying
only
with-
have Yarok left.
Yeah, Yarok, exactly. The thing we're toying with now is just going full Teamer,
Yeah,
and just play
splashing
Yarok. Not even splashing, just play Yarok off Neoforms.
Yeah.
No way to hardcast it. Okay. On Neoforming away the Zealot. Let's see if Glenn has an answer. The Zealot should be in the graveyard, but it resolves. Let's see what it chooses to get.
So 3 drop. Risen.
Let's see.
Does
Does
he have
Alan
any?
still play the
Yeah, Risen
Loaming?
Reef.
Yeah, okay. Alan does
Why
still
would you
play the
go
Loaming
for
Shot.
Loaming?
You wouldn't go for it. I was just wondering if you had the option still.
I would consider just getting the Cloudkin
Yeah.
as a.
Way to pressure the fairy.
Yes.
Can agree with that. Ooh, there's a druid, so makes sense that he went for the reef, and it gets Jaya's greeting. Neoform, what's it called? Growth spiral as
Growth
well
Spiral.
for Glenn.
It's good that you know all the cards.
I was
Just being a casual asshole.
This Gates deck feels like a blast from the past, but so many new tools. And there's another Elite Guard Mage. Alan losing strongly right now.
Yeah, I've been thinking about adding an advantage indicator, but
It's kind of difficult.
we
True
can
enough.
do that if we have a producer and a caster team. Once we make this into that level of
Yeah,
event.
the issue is I love helping the casting, but as long as I'm alive, I'm playing, you know?
Yep.
Alright, let's see. What does Olin need here to get out of this rut he's in?
I think you need a Risen Reef chain to get out of this. So
Well,
step one.
Step 1, yeah. You get the Risen Reef. But into what are you Risen Reefing?
Another Risen Reef. Another one. And another
Okay.
one.
So another Risen Reef. And then Neo from the Vinemare for a Massacre Girl? Doesn't even kill the Colossus even, so I don't think that's the play.
No. Yeah, we've been in a lot of situations today
Mhm.
where Massacre Girl just stopped at -2, -2.
Really?
Yeah, like you could get. Oh no, wait, that doesn't do anything. It just kills your 2 dorks.
Yeah.
But people just have
interesting.
1 drop, 2 drop, Thrashing Brontodon, 5/5.
Oh.
It's like
That's completely not my experience. Almost every matchup I played, the Massacre Girl was always board wiped. So yeah. Your mileage may vary, of course.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what he has. He shuffles a lot of cards in. Loaming Shaman will block the Colossus for a turn.
Yep.
But
And
with
also
that Teferi ticking,
double
yeah.
block with Vinemare.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really make you happy.
No, I mean,
No, I refuse to search opt.
that's fine.
Stupid Topters.
Alright. There's another opt. Search it again.
No. No, no, no.
He's reading about the Vinemare. Alright, let's see. Jaya's
Another
greeting
greeting.
takes care of another Risen Reef. I can imagine this deck will be glad to see the upgrade to the new 3 damage to
Yeah.
creature or planeswalker.
Yep.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And exile. I mean,
Uh,
it'll still be relevant. It's always accidentally relevant.
absolutely, absolutely. Cavalier Gales came back. Does Alon want to do the double block?
No, just a chump.
Yeah,
But this is writing on the wall.
yep, for sure.
I do wonder how Glenn made so much space in this deck to play all this.
Mhm.
And we get to have a look at that. So let's have a look at it, because Gates is a very known commodity, but this one looks and feels a lot different. So for one, 3 Arboreal Grazers
Right.
is something our versions rarely have played, even though it's really good.
The version we tested against for this event did actually play Arboreal Grazers.
Yeah.
Because there are just that good, I think.
Yeah, 0 syncopates.
Yep.
That's where
I think
the
that's how he
space
made
come from.
space. Yeah, just cut all the counter spells out.
Only 1 Ixalan's blessing
Binding.
and that binding, and
Mhm.
that got turned into elite guard
Guard mage.
mages,
Yes.
and all the rest is
The standard
Standard
Summit Gates
list.
Ablaze part. Yep.
plays Ugin, sure.
Yep. One Sarkhan's
Sarkhan's
Catharsis,
Catharsis.
which is I think 5 damage to the face. No wait, what are you?
Why
just-
did you click?
I clicked you into the box. Yep.
Wow. So what's his 4th there?
Ugin, Ral, Teferi, and
Cavalier.
Cavalier. Yeah, the blue Cavalier.
So other than that, pretty
And
standard
seven
list.
untapped sources for a total of 26 lands.
Pretty
very
standard. Yeah. 4 negates, 3 revitalized, 2 Chandras Pyro Helix, 2 no escape, 2 forced landings. Whew, blast from the past there as well.
Yep.
Return to natures.
Yeah.
Yep.
Standard sideboard.
Yeah, looking very solid.
Alon's list.
Which is interesting considering the fact that Glenn is an outsider coming in.
Yep.
So he took a very stock list and updated it to his liking, and steamrolled into the top 8
Yes,
apparently.
absolutely.
So Alans, it's your list, right?
It's almost my list.
Almost.
The difference
he still
is
has
that
the Mythic
yeah,
Vapors.
his main deck differences are 1 Loaming Shaman where I have a Brontodon, and 1 Tatiova where I have a Blood for Bones, and the second Vinemare where I have the Nighthill Predator.
Yeah.
Also, the removal in main differs slightly. In my list, there is 3 fungal infections.
Yeah.
There is 2
Spark Harvest?
no, 2 Spark Harvest and 2 of the -2/-2 or Kicker -5/5.
Vicious Offering.
Vicious Offering, yeah.
Yeah, thank God you know all the names. Yeah. 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 So in this case, those cards are hiding in the side. We have 3 Duresses, the Fungal Infection to go up to 3 Mephitic Vapors to sweep away, 3 Negates, the mainstay sideboard card, Obnixilis Cruelty, 2 Return to Natures, 1 Spark Harvest, and 2 Vicious Offering. So a lot of flexible options that you can bring in. Dureza Negate definitely coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
And he gets to...
Although, do you really want the Duresses?
Yes, to get rid of Planeswalkers, to get rid of Gates Ablazes.
I guess. Oh yeah, Gates Blaze, of course. Yeah, sure. Right.
And he's not
course.
playing counterspells even, so any Duress should hit value if you hit them early enough. Though you
Fair
want Duresses to fight counterspells as well, to force them. So a lot more valuable early game, less value mid game, I would say.
The question is what he wants to cut here.
What do I want to cut here?
Definitely
All the
the
conditional removal,
Yeah.
so Fungal Infection, maybe even Obnixilis Cruelty.
Yeah.
The sp-
The Spark
I don't-
Harvest
I don't
you
wanna
can't cut.
cut
You have to
all-
bring in the extra Spark Harvest for sure.
I
And
don't
I
want
think what
to
you cut is like 2 Dusk Legion Zealots.
Sure, yeah. I'm also
Or
not a
maybe
big fan of the
one Zealot, one
Find
Druid.
Broker. I don't see it.
Find Broker is a great... It puts pressure on and it brings a card back.
Sure, but
And it can be JS Greeting, so it has to be killed with the Gates Blaze here.
fair. That's fair. Yep. So yeah, that seems like
interesting.
a fine plan.
Both these players have pretty defined sideboard plans. Another difference between Alan's list and the list we ended up playing is indeed the sideboard. Alan's main deck is more mid-range creature targeted. We went for this main board full-on aggro matchup and just sideboarded 12 cards against control.
In the meantime, chat is asking where we are in the top 8. We are currently in the quarterfinal,
Quarterfinals.
watching the first match. And
Game two of the
two
match.
has just started.
Alan going up to 21 with a Jungle Hollow.
Yep.
Answered by Glenn with a Is it a Guild Gate? There's a Leaf can do it for Alan to get up to speed. A pretty forest on Glenn's side.
I'm kind of offended that the chatbot blocked Dutch text. That's why you didn't see your message, Kerem.
Yeah.
Oof.
There's a Guild Summit for Glenn, and Alan is crucially missing blue mana. So, I'm gonna be honest here. I think I see some writing on some walls here.
That's the second guild summit.
Second Guild Summit to pull Glenn far ahead in card advantage. Alan just missing all the blue mana.
And the
And
rest
what a
to
hand.
see an unbeatable hand.
Yeah, it's...
I don't want to say unbeatable,
But it's to see an amazing hand. What is... So he takes away the binding, which is fair.
the one-off.
The one of binding, so that's gone. So now he needs to resolve his win conditions through one no escape, basically. Because I don't think it's correct for Glenn to be bringing in negates. Here.
Yeah, better.
I honestly don't think it's correct for Glenn to be bringing in negates.
Yeah,
I
possible.
don't feel that negates are good against Sultai Neoform. You want to hit the Neoforms, but it's so unlikely you'll hit them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like to bringing them as well. Like people get very focused on hitting the negates because
Yeah.
they're 2-for-1s, but the good
Mhm.
players will just roll over you because you're waiting for that to happen.
Exactly.
I want Alan to be on negates for sure,
Oh yeah,
but
for sure. Because Glenn actually has win conditions that are non-creature spells.
Yep.
But this is looking mighty dark. That's a good answer. Glenn does
finished.
not have the no escape. Revenant's Chupacabra takes care of the Gatebreaker Ram. There's another gate though. Glenn is
It
not
just
gonna
looks
stop drawing cards.
disgusting when
Yeah.
you see it doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And this deck survives.
Yep.
That's
This deck loses nothing.
near nothing.
No, I'm gonna check the list because I think this list loses. Oh no, the Excellence Binding.
That's all.
That's it.
Yeah.
That
and
is
and the
literally it.
syncopate in the
What syncopate?
well, not this list,
Yeah.
but syncopate.
No, like this list specifically, it loses its sideboards, some of its sideboard cards, and a single Excellence Binding in the main.
Yep.
That is absurd. Now, of course, other decks will get tools to combat this more in Throne of Eldraine and coming sets. Although in my opinion, biggest predator that preys on Gates decks mono blue is just rotating out. It's just gone.
Yep.
I don't think even blue-white flyers will really survive without the enchantment.
Favorable wins.
Yeah.
So happy you know all the cards.
Hey, this is not in that. I said cards in this matchup. Cards in this matchup.
Teferi also rotates out. Good catch, Kyle.
Good catch, yeah, for sure.
What's the coolest common uncommon from the new set that you think will be relevant in Gentry?
That's a
Fling.
good question, but
Fling is back as a common. I'm going to make
Yes.
people cry again.
yes.
Fling.
I don't know. I mean, one of the coolest comments for me, it's boring, but it's the 2 mana, 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker, exile it.
No, if I'm being serious, it's the instant speed tormenting voice.
What?
That's an instant.
There's an instant speed.
Yes.
What?
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing. There's a Gate Colossus on Glenn's side, and
Yeah, and we have Terramander and Crackling Drake in the
yeah, I
format.
know. That's what I was thinking. Like, wow, that is
Yeah.
absurd.
Yes.
Ooh, spicy, very spicy.
Yes, I
That's a
haven't-
common.
It's a common.
Dang.
I haven't really looked.
So it's a strict upgrade. It's just strictly
Yes.
better.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, not
Oof.
strictly better. It got hit by the spell, but here's the Teferi, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but
Yeah, this.
so all right. So let's be positive. What does Alan need to climb out of this here?
The same thing I answered last time. A Risen Reef
No,
chain.
he needs to get rid of the Teferi first.
Why? If you just go Risen Reef into Risen Reef,
Get Gates ablazed.
cry a
There's
little more.
Tatiova.
That's also good.
The no
start.
escape is gone, so Tatiova gets to enter the battlefield.
Now Evolving Wilds. He doesn't play them.
He does one.
He does one.
Yeah, he's literally just playing my older list, where the at least I think my older list with the one of Evolving Mods for the Tatiova. Game was over after the 2 guild summits. Yeah, kinda, but you always wanna.
The chat goes, game was over when the second guild
Yeah.
summit hit the board. Yeah, that's pretty much what we said as well. And, oh, Eugene.
Eugene Lurie. Taking care of Tatiova.
I respect Alan for not scooping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I chose this match to be on camera because I wanted a fast match on camera. I dare
Really?
say we succeeded.
you thought this matchup was going to be fast.
Yes.
Oh,
Compared to
interesting.
some of the other ones that have Dimir control decks.
Fair enough.
yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I was thinking like get them on a blue player, but against Emir, maybe no.
Yeah.
True.
And on top of that, 2 players that haven't had a feature match yet.
Yes, fair enough. So Alan will only get 8 more points added to his collection of Gentry points.
Yeah, you'll have to write an article
Yeah,
on that.
an article is coming, but I was definitely waiting to write it all out after this open when we have the first half of War of the Spark season done, and we have some clear leaders. This is game 2, Sander, and
Yeah.
I doubt we'll be seeing game 3.
That means Glenn won game 1.
Deduction, my dear. So are we pulling one of the other tables onto the camera, or?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as this ends, you can
I'll go
jump
scout,
up and
yeah.
see if we can move something.
Do you want me to move a match in progress, or wait until they're in between games?
In between games.
In between games, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. It's almost 2-0 to Janssens, yes sir. Alright. Spark Harvest gets negated. Negate to fight the negate, and negate to fight the negate to fight the negate, and that's the game!
Wow. That was fast. Go hunt for a match. Let's see who else we can get on camera. In the